Hey guys, 681shadow, one of your PMC analysts, and today we are here for the Week 4 weekly recap. And of course, I am not alone. I am here with my co-host, ArkiKnight.
Hello everybody, it's ArkiKnight here, and we are here for the recap of Week 4, and we have a bunch of close matches, and a few blowouts.
Alright, so, and before we start, I always like to say that make sure to go down the description and give everyone who's involved a sub, leave a like on the video, because we are all putting a ton of work into this to make sure everything gets done on time. So, without further ado, I'll go first this week. We can alternate that
Oh, that's
between.
cool.
Okay. So, the first match I have that I'm going to be recapping is the Orlando City Superiors, coached by D-Pad Gamer, versus the Kansas City Kingdras, coached by Kingdra. So, for this match, there were quite a few things that I wanted to note on, and all of them really being on Kingdra's side. But the only thing I really have to say for D-Pad, other than that he played extraordinarily well in this match, um, D-Pad had a really good fake out last resort Megalopony set, and I thought that was something really good for the match.
Nice.
Yeah, it seemed to work well for him. But things I want to bring up about Kingdra. So first of all, I believe Kingdra switched in the Mega Altaria on. I think what mon was it? It may have been the Manaphy or the Slowbro. Actually, no, it was the Slowbro. It's the Slowbro. Yeah, he switched in the Mega Altaria on the Slowbro, but the Slowbro just used 2 Ice Beams and killed, and unnecessarily sacked off the Mega Altaria. That did not have to happen. He probably at that point when he saw the first Ice Beam, he probably should have just switched into.
I think he killed Skull, didn't
What was it called?
he? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was called because the Ice Beam brought it really low, I
Yeah.
believe.
And then he
Yeah,
went Skull as a safe play.
yeah. But now I'm thinking about it, he has a stupidly bad ice weakness on the team that he brought.
Yeah, he had...
Mega Altaria, Claydol, Shaman, and Honchkrow are all weak to ice.
And Slowbro tanks Metagross, so...
Yeah, Slowbro tanks
Like, the only thing that was touching Slowbro was basically Galvantula. And Shaman, if Shaman got a clean switch in.
Yeah. But another thing that I had about that match is that it wasn't a misplay on Kingdra's part, but it was more hacks. It got Kingdra's Metagross, which was really good for the match, got hacks against the Megalopony.
Mm.
But wasn't the Megalopony? Okay, it was para hacks from the what para'd the Metagross? I think it was
Mm.
probably Jirachi.
Slowbro or Jirachi, one of the two.
It's Silver Jirachi with the para, and it got
I can think about it.
Yeah, he got paralyzed the first turn. He went for Zen Headbutt on the Megalopony. Then the second turn he missed, which was super unfortunate and could have changed the outcome of the game. And really the last thing that I have about the match is that for Kingdra, it seems that he doesn't calc enough, because I feel like he only calced like 1 turn out of the entire match, and then on other instances where he did not calc, he was like, "Oh, I thought it was going to do this," but
Oh my god.
if you're not sure on whether something's going to kill or not, calc it, especially if it's important. There's 3 I feel like there's 3 different types of players when it comes to calcing. Those who don't calc at all, which don't do as well. Those who calc the important plays, like I calc the important plays that could possibly change the outcome of the match, but because it depends on the killing of a mon. And then there's those people, and I actually know someone like this. He actually runs my league with me, who calcs basically every turn. And I think that's ridiculous in my opinion, but I'm not going to get into that right now.
I only calc on Wi-Fi battles.
Mm.
Because I do have there is a timer but showdown, like, I'm just so used to it that I just don't care and I just don't calc, and I just try to play from there.
Yeah.
Like, I'll calc, like, when I'm switching in on something, just to make sure I'm not taking too much damage.
Mm-hmm.
That's really about it. But, is there anything else you got for that match?
Other than that, that's all I really have for the match. Other than Kingdra could have also played better based on what I've said about the Mega Altaria, and probably calcing he could have made some better plays. But also, D-Pad played very extraordinarily, which was, in my opinion, compared to the play of his opponent.
Ah. All right. Next, speaking of non-calking people,
Oh,
we're
geez.
going to go to the crocodiles and the crowbats. With the crowbats taking the 4-0, we got Sharpino.
That was a 5-0, not 4-0.
5. I have it put down as a 5-0 in my note. 4-0 in my notes. I forgot to change it. I wasn't paying attention. So I think it was like turn 2. I already knew he wasn't calking because he was like, natural gift should do this much. And he goes for natural gift on a Rhyperior, and it does like 40%.
Mm.
And he's like, well, that's not doing enough. And then I think honestly, he was read like a book. Sharpino, the entire match from beginning to end was read like a book. Like, if Sharpino didn't get the crit with Scald on Rhyperior when Aki used Rest, I think it would have been a 6-0.
That's crazy.
Because Aki goes for Rest, and I'm thinking Scald only does... I saw the next Scald after Aki used Rest again, because Aki had a Rest Chesto set on Rhyperior, and the Scald only did like 40%. So when he rested in Chesto, he would have got a free hit off, and if he had Ice Punch, I think Dragozzi would have been dead. And Dragozzi wouldn't have killed that Gramble later on if that happened.
Yeah, and just showing the power of Reuniclus.
Oh my gosh.
That mon is crazy.
He actually,
Reuniclus, PMC D League. Don't remind me of that. But anyway, what were you trying to say?
I was thinking about that. But the Reniculus. Actually, I think it only did like one Calm Mind, but he stalled out the Talonflame, and basically just killed everything else after that.
What was his Talonflame set?
It was Natural Gift with HP Grass. It doesn't have HP Grass, but it was Natural Gift with the Grass Berry thing, or whatever it is. Fire Blitz. I'm thinking Brave Bird and maybe Roost. Maybe.
I mean, if he had Roost, he wouldn't have gotten stalled out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
He had another move. I forgot what move it was. But Aki played really well, and it's what you see out of someone who's very comfortable with League format. Like, he made all the right plays.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Infernape, Thunderous didn't even see the field. I don't think Mega Venusaur saw the field. Actually, yeah, I think Venusaur might have. I don't know. It might have been like a turn. But other than that, like, it was just completely one-sided.
Yeah, definitely.
Gramble, until Gramble was dead, Aki kept making double switches in the Gramble, predicting Sharpino to make a switch, and Gramble just completely took out the Crocodile and the Armaldo, just entirely, and it destroyed almost any chance Sharpino had.
Alright, anything else you have to say on that match before we go on?
Got it.
Alright, so the next match we have is the Mesquite Mesprit, coached by Lugia X versus the Tampa Bay Frogadiers, who are an undefeated team at this moment, coached by the Verd. And
Verd.
Yeah, Verd's a cool guy, definitely. But it was a pretty close match, up until the point of Gengar just coming in and sweeping. Like the sucker punch Gengar set was very good for the match. It was able to sweep the it was able to just clean up the game after some of Kyle's mantras down, like Archeops, Nidoking, and Mega Pidgeot, and just keeping things in that can get and of course I think he had rocks up to wear down other mons like the Volcanion would come in and take good damage from rocks. So he would just he was able to switch in Gengar out towards the end of the match and just win with Sucker Punch, Shadow Ball, and Icy Wind respectively. That's really
Yeah.
that's really all in that match because it was a very it wasn't one sided at all until that happened.
Yeah, it wasn't really much to talk about. Like, nothing really stood out other than, like, the game was only 21 turns.
Yeah,
So, like, what, 9 of them were something dying?
yeah, 9 of them or something dying.
So, I mean, it wasn't really that
Yeah, and
big a game.
both sides played well, but Verd played better than Lugia because I when his commentary Verd knew that he could win with his Gengar set. So he did everything he could to make sure that Gengar could win. Like for example, knocking out the I think he was not trying to have the Nido King die, so the Nido King wouldn't be as much of an issue. And then he of course he got his rocks up with Nido Queen because his logic was that he had shook a Nido Queen and he was able to live an earthquake or earth power from the Nido King, so he's able to get off his rocks for free.
Hmm.
Yeah, but overall, great prep and play from both sides. I'm glad to see the Masquerade not coming from the Mesprit
Again.
side.
Again.
Yeah,
um,
so that's really all I have to say on that one.
alright. Whoa. Next we have the, trying to find the match. Uh, Pikachu's in the duels. I was like messing with my notes and I accidentally like clicked a tab or something and it like
Ah,
threw everything off.
it happens.
Um, okay, the Shinru Pikachu's in the New Jersey duels.
Sorry for this quick background noise. Shutting balcony door.
Um, I could just say the duels brought the heatest of heat. I mean, the heatest of heat. Who comes into a match expecting a fortress thrown solar beam?
Wait.
I mean, I'm sitting here watching the match, and
Yeah, it's just like Fortress. All right, I'm expecting like Hazards, Rapid Spin, Volt
yeah,
Switch, possibly like
uh,
Bandit Explosion. No, Solar Beam.
Pikachu's are sitting here like doing their post com, and they're like, "Yeah, well, I'm sitting because
Yeah,
he
yeah, he
goes
gets
out into he Ninetales with drought. Is it not drought? Is it drought? The one that
Flash
makes
Fire.
flash, not flash fire. The one that makes the sun come
Oh
out.
yeah, Drought. Yeah.
Drought. Okay, so he has drought for Vileplume and Fortress, both with Solar Beam, by the way. And
This man was like, I'm bringing Sun. Everything gets Solar Beam.
Pikachu's did mess up though, bringing they had technical problems getting a Sapsipper Goodra,
Oh, that's
so they had
unfortunate.
to they switched to a Gooey Goodra,
Mm.
which didn't really change much, other than Goodra. Goodra didn't even die, so it didn't matter. But it would have been nice to have Goodra with Sapsipper, because that would have just made this game the heatest of heat.
Yeah, and yeah, I know the Sap Zipper would have helped to be a Solar Beam switching.
Yeah, and no, because he had a Azumarill with a substitute,
Oh, Sub Zimmerl, that's nice.
and I forgot who he subbed against. Or yeah, and he was I think he was going to set up or something, and Fortress just uses Solar Beam in the sun, and that changed everything.
Yeah.
But then that didn't end there. He Zoomerl dies, I believe. Not till later, I think. I forget. Um, oh, there it is. Actually, it doesn't. I forgot to write it down. But Mega Charizard X came out and absolutely one hits the Ninetales with Earthquake, and then the next turn, while the sun is out, because Ninetales just put up the sun when Charizard killed it. He killed that Gardevoir, and I think it might have been a Tri-Scarf Gardevoir. But Gardevoir uses Destiny Bond and takes out the Charizard X.
Hmm.
So, other than that, though, like, the Pikachus beat the Doubles 3-0, but the Doubles, I give props to his team's new set.
Alright, that's all I have to say on that one.
Okay, that's really it for me for
Alright.
this match.
Alright, so the next match I have is the Colorado Rapidash, coached by Dr. V, versus the Hampton Hydragons, coached by the head horse J-Specs. And it was a very close match won by Dr. V. It was on it really wasn't it was not a one-sided match, but overall Dr. V came on top because he does play in an odd way compared to most competitive players. So it's kind of hard to adapt to that type of play, even when you're a very skilled competitor. If someone plays oddly, it's hard to adapt to it. And the one thing that Specs did, which I disagree with, but he did say in his postcom that he doesn't know why he did it either, was that on the Scarf Terrakion, he switched in his Kieran Black and it just died to a close combat. And I feel like he could have taken the game back. He definitely could have taken the game back because of his Weavile that was left, and the Weavile was probably like Bandit, I believe, or something like that. And if he was able to keep the Kieran Black alive, he probably could have won the game. If barring not Scarf, of course, because he was Scarf Kieran Black. But otherwise, very close game, 1-0. It was a good game. That's all I have to say on that one.
There's not really much to say other than Regice is becoming a every week thing.
Yeah, definitely. Something for his future opponents to look out for.
Yeah. 2 ice types, so that's insane against an Arcanine and a Kyurem.
Yeah, speaking of the Arcanine, I liked the especially defensive Arcanine with HP Ice to take on Lando I. It was especially defensive HP Ice Shukaberry. Very nice. With Flame Charge, so it can outspeed a Life Orb Lando I.
Too bad it didn't work.
Yeah, too bad. He got one down. But anyways, that's it on this one, so you can get on to the next one.
See, who have I... No. Which one do I want to talk like next? Do I feel like crapping on somebody? Or I'll talk about this one. We had the... There's 2 of them I really want to talk about. Which... We had the, Manetrix and the, Greninjas. Great Lakes Greninjas and the, Dallas Manetrix. With the Greninjas winning 5-0. And... in the, like... I just gotta say, Lucky just quit, like, after, like, the first 2 Pokemon went down. It was bad. Greninjas actually made a lot of aggressive plays. Like, they were predicting double switches and stuff like that. And actually wore down the, Azel from the Venomoth. And, Lucky actually got really annoyed when he found out Hitmonlee had Mach Punch.
Mm.
And, with Jellicent, he was really, like, it was just, like, it could have been a close game. But after Venomoth went down and became a 6-4, Lucky just kind of quit. And, like, you know when you're, like, playing a game and you get really annoyed and you just don't care anymore, so, like, you just do whatever and make bad plays?
Yeah, those games happen to people. They've never actually happened to me. Like, I've played on tilt before, but I've been able to either pull it back to win the game, or pull it back as much as possible to lose with as little differential loss as possible.
Lucky just quit.
Yeah.
Like, it was bad. He did make fun of Hitmonlee's nickname.
Oh, jeez.
I just watching my ear, but
Mm.
him only came in and Lucky was like, "Well, your nickname's not spelled right." But other than that, it was just really dumb.
All right. Anything else you have to say on that?
Lucky made bad plays. To anyone else, please don't rage quit. It makes you look really bad.
All right. So now to go on to the seventh match, the second to last, we have the Baltimore Orioles, coached by Choice CJ, versus the Cleveland Cavaliers, coached by Phantom Base. So this match was a very close in terms of not well, it was close in both the differential of win and the actual playing of the match, because it just really wasn't one side. Like they both had counters to everything from each side, and it really was it could have gone either way. And despite the fact that the Orioles did not have as much offensive pressure, they were still able to pull the game back, despite probably some misplays, which I'm not exactly remembering right now. But based on CJ's side, he didn't say he made some misplays, which I personally disagreed with it. But if I knew a bit more about like the spreads and such that they had brought, then maybe I could have agreed with that. But definitely a very close game, a longer game lasting 45 turns, but it still was a good game to watch, and there wasn't that much hacks either, which is reassuring for a game. And that's all I have to say on that.
What I considered the game of the week was the Miss Drapions and the Dallas Stars. And it was there's nothing really that came out against it. Just that it was really good. And watching it from either side was very enjoyable. But Togekiss put in the work, and so did Kingdra. For the Drapion, Misty actually is playing a lot better. She was aware of the scope lens on Kingdra and knocked that off. She played really well with Deontay that match. But the only problem I had was when Pangro came out against the Mew. She actually stayed in and killed the Mew when I thought the Will-O-Wisp for me was obvious. Which I don't think she should have done that, but nothing really else other than I don't know if making a difference in pulling out Deontay against the Kingdra earlier in the match would have mattered. But there was a point where Kingdra killed the Pangra, and then Dragonite, she pulled out Dragonite to extreme speed it. But Deontay would have only died to a crit from Flash Cannon.
Right.
So she goes for extreme speed but doesn't kill the Kingdra, and Kingdra goes for Draco Meteor and kills the Dragonite. Which I think it might have been a safer play if Deontay had a move that killed Kingdra. I think it had Dazzling Gleam maybe, or Moonblast, so it would have made a difference. But I don't know if it. But the match was entirely good. I like Scolopede's set. Manectric still doesn't do anything. Another flying type Pokemon like Talonflame this week got stalled out in Staraptor. But it was just a really good match, and I can't wait to see more Misty grow better as a competitor, because the last few weeks she's gotten really good at battling compared to what she did last week to this week. It was a big difference. And then the Stardies are just enjoyable to watch, and I want to see how well they do the rest of the season. But that's it.
That's going to be it for this week of Weekly Recap. Thank you all for watching. Remember to go subscribe to everyone that's involved, and we'll see you all next time.